Someone somewhere is very angry with us right now.
Why is that?
Because we're gonna destroy this.
Today's video, we're testing cooking all new treats with our solar scorcher. Not only do we have steak, but we also thought it'd be fun to try a couple other things that I don't think we've ever cooked in sunlight.
So.
We've got marshmallows, which I want to say I have cooked in sunlight, but not in this kind of sunlight. In, I think it was 4th grade, maybe 5th grade, in our science class, we had a unit about, I don't know, alternative power, I don't remember, but we built little solar ovens. Most of them were just out of like tissue boxes and stuff, but we'd have a cardboard box painted black on the inside, glass or plexiglass over it, and we would make s'mores in it. And it wasn't quite a toasted marshmallow, but we'd have the graham cracker and the chocolate and marshmallow in there, and it would all heat up and get very warm and melty, and it was pretty good. But today I think we're gonna see if we can actually get toasted marshmallows. Here's the basic idea. We've used our solar scorcher for a lot of things in the past, and once again we're gonna be cooking with it. We've got some marshmallows, some bacon, and some A5 Wagyu steak, some of the best steak in the world.
So we're gonna go ahead and start with the Fluffy Bunny challenge.
Oh, are we?
No, not really.
Now marshmallows, these ones at least, are fairly white and they reflect a lot of light, and therefore they reflect quite a bit of heat.
Something is definitely cooking.
Oh, you've got cooking happening.
I burnt the stick. As Nate said, these aren't very strong sticks.
All right, that's probably entirely too much heat for one spot. Yep, there we go. Just burned a little roasty spot on it. Oh my gosh. Look how extreme of an angle I'm at. But that is still getting enough sunlight that the dark spot picks it up and just burns. Ooh, it is hard to get a nice even coating on this. Right, well, this one is maybe beyond a healthy, even roasting point.
That's hilarious.
I can see that it has started to change texture. It's dried out and got some little cracking along it, but I don't have any browning on it yet. It's tricky because I'm afraid that as soon as it gets any amount brown, it will then absorb so much more heat in that one spot like I was getting with those points before. I don't want there to be brown spots. I want all of it to be brown or none of it to be brown. And I have actually been keeping it off center. Oh, there it goes. I'm able to see the concentrated point of light. I'm actually holding the marshmallow above that point because I think it's a little more diffused there. Oh no, maybe. I think that's about as good as a job as I can hope to accomplish with this.
I'm impressed.
Delightfully mushy on the inside. This would actually work great on a s'more because the marshmallow is very hot and melty, and I think it would do a great job of spreading onto chocolate, helping to melt that chocolate. You just wouldn't get quite the caramelized flavor on the outside. So overall, I gotta say, I don't think concentrated points of sunlight are ideal for cooking the soft, very white exterior of a marshmallow. We're gonna want our pan to be nice and hot. So to get this started, I'm just gonna set the pan here. I want the pan to be receiving not a single point, but a slightly more spread out bit of light. So I'm gonna take the pan, elevate it up on a rock so that when I tilt the screen onto it, it won't give us like a point and like ruin the finish, but it'll just start heating up that whole pan. If you haven't seen us using our solar scorcher before, this right here is a giant Fresnel lens. And basically, if you took the curved part of a lens and you just cut off the very, very edge of the curve bit and then flattened those all out. It's right in that first little bit of a giant dome lens that does the bending of the light. So we've just taken all of the little dome parts and flattened them down. So this is basically the same as having a magnifying glass that size. So then it's on the frame that we can move, and these little points here, they are supposed to be pointing perpendicular to the board, and therefore if the shadow disappears, it should mean that the board is pointed right at the sun. That should give us the best focal angle for what we're cooking. I'm gonna go take this piece of steak, throw it into our sunlight. I'm going to leave it concentrated light, focused the same way it is right now, because I want it to keep adding heat to the top of this along with what's on the bottom.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a nice sizzle.
Yep. Already sounds all right.
I'm smelling it.
Smells right.
We're getting a result. I don't know if we're getting enough of a result, so what I'm actually gonna do is move this rock out of the way, and I'm gonna see kind of what height I want this at. So I think about this height is probably good, especially for adding heat to the top of it. Yeah. have to keep this moving around because we're now concentrated enough that the light isn't evenly spread out over the whole steak. And I think this is what we had to do last time, just kind of keep it moving. So we didn't get a crazy sear on the part that was in contact with the metal. I think more of our sear is probably going to come from the direct light.
Let's see what you've done. Oh, well.
That sliced just no pressure, no effort. I'm not sure you actually need a knife. You might just be able to cut it with a fork. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can cut through the steak with a fork. Now, looking at the side of that, it does look like it's overcooked, which is a sign of too low of a heat because as I was trying to get the outside cooked, it cooked all the way through.
Mm-hmm. It's still so good.
Yeah, it is.
That is okay.
Let's get some more of that hot rendered fat running around in there. Smaller piece of meat. Pan was able to heat up for maybe a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. All right, sun cooked. Uh-huh. Knife glides through. Maybe it's still a little on the overcooked side in there.
There is some pink in this one though.
But yeah, the last one was all gray. This has some pink.
Mm-hmm.
We are back to overcooked in the middle. Don't care.
Good?
Oh.
All right, Mark.
Don't get me wrong. Cooked on a proper frying pan with even high heat or even over charcoal is preferable. Well, this is still unreal. All right, so the best results we're getting are from when we leave the pan with some fat in it in the heat for a good while till we get up to that smoking point. And then we do small pieces at a time because the pan isn't getting that much extra heat added into it. The solar scorcher puts out a lot of heat in a very small area. It can't put out as much heat as a full-size burner turned on high. So too much steak, too much steak, it sucks a lot of heat out of the pan and then doesn't get replaced quickly. But with the hot grease in there, you can just tip it around a bit. The oil does get under it and helps fry it a little bit, gives it a nice finish, and then we're moving it around in the sun directly, and without pepper it does a pretty good job of actually cooking the meat without burning the pepper spots on it. Let's try some bacon, and I'm just going to try it first with a half slice of bacon because I think, like with the steak, it will pull a lot of heat out and we don't want a lot of wasted heat. So I'm just going to take this one half slice of bacon.
Let's see what we can do. Now it smells like camping. That looks like an overcooked piece of bacon. Just ate bacon with a fork. I think that's a crime against nature. Any flavor difference?
Maybe. I don't immediately go to thinking like, beefy. The primary flavor is still bacon. There you go. But are you getting any beefy flavor particularly?
Not really. It's delicious. But I'm not tasting the Wagyu.
I want to try it with less grease in the pan. So it'll still have some, but I'm going to pour out the excess and dab it a little bit.
All right. It is amazing the difference in fat. Normally you think of bacon as being incredibly fatty and leaving a lot of grease behind. This is what we got from one piece of bacon, and the plate with the Wagyu was just soaked through. It's amazing.
Try the two combined.
Let's see.
You created the ultimate meat experience.
Just fat and then more fat.
That's the good part, yep.
Okay. That is amazing. That is my new favorite thing in the world. That is up there.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
A huge thank you to Grand Western Steaks for
thank you guys
this
so much.
Amazing steak, which is just next level, out of this world. And like I was saying, it really is sort of an experience. I would recommend that at some point you get some friends together and go in on one if you don't want to spend as much as one of these costs by yourself. And it's good to share anyway, because I don't think you could eat an entire one of these steaks. You'd get sick. Pair that together with like a meal that has a lot of non-greasy stuff in it. It's like salad, basically. Just a bowl full of salad with no ranch dressing on it.
Guys, thank you again to Grand Western for allowing us to try these amazing steaks. If you like this kind of content, remember to hit that box down at the bottom to subscribe so you never miss out on the fun. We'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.